Hello, everybody, and welcome into this latest edition of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. I'm your beat reporter from Michigan State Spartans on SI, Aiden Champion. Sorry for being a little formal today, going to a wedding, and it seems like that is a common theme today. Big wedding day, uh, at least in the state of Michigan, and it's going to be a hot one. Already is, but we're going to talk football. Um, just Gosh, they report to training camp next month. Before you know it, it will be here. And the Spartans, a team with a lot of questions, has potential again. Good thing about Michigan State, it's returning some of its key guys, particularly on offense, obviously quarterback Aiden Childs. And they should be competitive, at least with their schedule this coming season. Not as not as tough a schedule as last year, but still some tough opponents on the schedule. And we're going to take a look at some of those tougher ones, specifically which ones, I believe Michigan State can can surprise people with. So first, um, I want to look at USC. That's week 4, and USC Lincoln Riley. They've kind of been on. Um, they've been going down in recent years, but they're people are expecting them to be back, and um, for them really to be around top 5 in the Big Ten. Um, I don't know if I'm necessarily buying into that yet, but I do expect them to be good and competitive. And I think it's going to be a tough one for Michigan State because obviously it's in LA. It's Michigan State's first Big Ten game of the season. They'll be going out west at the Coliseum. That if fans are looking at games they want to maybe travel for, go on a nice road trip. That'd be a heck of a vacation. But week 4, and there's a very good chance Michigan State goes into that game 3-0. So it's going to be a big one for both teams. And there's still some uncertainty with USC, just as there is Michigan State, but the expectations obviously a little higher for USC, and they've got Maeva back, but um, I guess we got to see if he can truly be the guy as a full-time starter. Obviously, he took over final 4 games last year. We'll see though if he can put together a productive full season, and then they've obviously he's not their only good quarterback there, but um, he's on Lawn Street, of course, one of the top quarterbacks from the 2025 class. So they've got options, and um, defensively, they lost some key guys though. Um, they did hit the portal and brought in some quality additions. They are getting some really good returners back, but I can see Michigan State surprising people in this one, just because USC. Like I said, I think there's still just some uncertainty there, and maybe they start off hot early on in the year, and Michigan State gives them a rude awakening, um, or brings them back down to earth, I should say. So that's one I would be looking at as a potential surprise win for Michigan State, and then just um, very next game for Michigan State, Nebraska again on the road. That's going to be a tough um, little stretch there, back to back weeks traveling, but Nebraska expected to be better under Matt Rule this year. Um, that's a very, very tough environment out there in Lincoln. Obviously, Nebraska is all about football. Um, People are expecting them to take, a big leap. Got Dylan Raiola back, but I don't know. I think Michigan State, you know, especially if they beat USC and they're riding momentum going into that one, that could be one to watch out for. Looking forward to that one. And then last but not least, I'm not going to be bold and say Penn State because I just don't see that happening whatsoever. But what I guess I would throw in two, um, Illinois, Michigan State. People don't really consider the fact that Michigan State took Illinois or made the game competitive before the fourth quarter when things got out of hand. So, and that was at their place. Back in East Lansing next season, I could definitely see this being a competitive game. Michigan State maybe if they uh, if they get out to uh, a good start, then can give Illinois a little punch in the mouth. But and then of course, other one I think you can't go through this list without mentioning Michigan in East Lansing. I know the Wolverines are expected to be better this year, but rivalry games bring out the best in each team, and uh, you've got Michigan on your home field. I just think this could definitely be one where Michigan State finally ends that drought, and they obviously the way things ended last year, I think they'll definitely be having a chip on their shoulder for that one. So let me know what are some games you guys are looking at. You're thinking could be surprise wins for Michigan State next year. Would love to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate your time and your engagement, and look forward to talking to you next time. Thank you.